So now it's time to learn how to create a file in Python. And a file is very important because our file or files will store information that we will get from the web. So in order to create a file, I'm going to create a function for that, def, and then create, I'm going to name it create new file. And it will take, this function will take the path in which we want to create that file. So for example, if you want to create a file inside the wiki, we need to pass here wiki. And then the second parameter is optional. You can pass the text that you want to initially type inside that file. I'm not going to pass anything because I'm just going to store nothing in that file. And then inside that function, the logic to create a file is that you need to use a function called open. And then that open will create that file by passing the path and then a flag. That flag is just W for writing. And then I'm going to store that open in a variable called f. And then in order to finish this operation, we need to call the f.write. And then we want to write nothing. So this way, these two lines will create a file, and that file will be empty. And by the way, the path must contain the file name as well. And then once we are done, all we need to do is that we need to call the clause, because this is going to save our resources. It's very important to call the clause. It's optional, but it's important in order to create an efficient script. And then now we can test that function. So to test it, all we need to do is that we need to call it. Let me here give myself some space and call it. So here I'm going to call it create new file. And here it's very important to pay attention to this. First, you need to pass the location or folder in which you want to create that file. So if we want to create the file inside the wiki, we need first to pass wiki, and then wiki, and then inside that wiki we want to pass the name of the file. So I want to name it here. I want to name that file, let's say test.py or txt, because we want it to be a text file. So you need to pass the directory, and then that's it. So now let me save and then call or execute my script. So here I'm gonna type Python 3 and then functions py, and then hit enter. And guess what? If you open the wiki, you will find that now we have a new file inside that directory called test. As you can see here, test, and it's empty because we did not pass anything. We passed nothing. So this is how you can create a file in Python, and you can specify the directory where you want to create that file. And it's very important because we want to store each file that we want to create in the correct directory or correct folder, because we don't want to store all of the files inside the main project.